Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, I had mixed feelings about making this video, and I wasn't planning on making this video because yesterday was a super good day, and everything was going really well. I was super lucky on the Mickey comic drop. I got an ultra rare. I sold that off, and I bought a common, uncommon, and a rare, and did the DC drop with the money I made from that. And I ended up spending exactly what I would have spent, which was $10, which because the DC comic was $10. I only got a comment on the DC comic, but it's all good. And so I was feeling, pretty good about it. And then, I started getting these Twitter notifications about the VeVe Discord thing, and you guys have all heard about it. And I initially responded that, hey, look, on the comic side, I'm sorry, on the trading card side, this is pretty common practice. If we have volunteers for certain events, and even the manufacturers support it by giving product, special printed cards like Pokemon has staff cards. Uh, Yu-Gi-Oh! They'll give you, in Magic, they'll give you packs to give away and everything. So I kind of said that I don't see the big deal about them paying, giving the Discord moderators stuff. But then, as more and more tweets came out, and VeVe started to speak about it, they go, "Oh, no, 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 that's not what's happening. We didn't give them a walt at the highs. What we're doing is we're giving them gems on a regular basis, and they accumulate it, and they do whatever they want with it, save it, buy stuff, whatever." And then I'm just going like, What? They're doing what?" And the reason why I was so incensed about it was that this is a problem that we see in. I mean, just take the, the example we just had. FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda, Capital. What are they doing? They're printing FTT tokens. They're sending it all over the place. They're sending it to other people. They're getting the fiat and loans off of the FTT tokens. And isn't that exactly what is just happening? They're giving people gems, and one person said like, "Oh, that's great. I love this business because wouldn't you be so bullish about this business because they can just print stuff and then not pay cash?" And I go, "No, this is a problem with crypto." And on my big screen TV, I'll get up on the table, and in my spatial space, you know, I I don't agree with a lot of things Cavell says, but you know, I'm gonna play this video that he made, and I happen to agree with it. I mean, just let's take a listen to it.
VeVe is paying people under the table. Is the laws different for them? Did VeVe disclose that these guys are getting paid? Did these guys disclose that they've been getting paid? And they have influence in this community. These people have influence in this community, yet no one is disclosing that they're being paid right now. So while people are sitting here, oh, you all are just jealous, what happens if the law comes after them? Like, do you think that what happens to our IP? What happens to all the reasons that we're invested in VeVe, all because they want to pay people under the table? Just hire them. I don't get, like, disclose that you're gonna pay them in this stuff. Like, make it legal. Make it public, make it known. Because if you have to disclose that you're adding utility, I'm pretty sure you have to disclose that you're sitting here paying influencers and NFTs.
So I wouldn't know if we can consider the Discord monitors influencers. And there's some people that are kind of bashing Cavell here, and I think incorrectly, basically saying that well, he's not a lawyer, and whatnot. And I'm not a lawyer, but I happen to have a lot of real world experience in the contractor versus employee stuff, both on the card side and on the IT side. I mean, literally lots. And I've worked with HR firms and my lawyers and company lawyers on this issue because it is a very sensitive issue. And I'm in Hawaii in the United States, and so I'm speaking specifically from the United States perspective. There are a couple of things at play here, and it's not really the influencer thing. It's basically two things. One is we have in in the United States what's called the Fair Labor Standards Act, which is describes how you pay employees, and the IRS has, and I'll put these links in the description below, has this is a very big issue in the United States, and especially in the tech industry, and it's been getting it continually becomes more of an issue each year because employees big tech companies were hiring a lot of contractors to save on all the employment taxes and whatnot, and so the distinction between an independent contractor and an employee is in the forefront, especially in the tech industry. And I think we could just basically say that this is a tech industry issue. So what is the problem? Cavell hit it right on the head, but from a different perspective. He's looking at it as basically disclosing whether you're being paid to influence the community. I'm looking at it from the point of view is, if these people, and I don't know where these moderators are, and this is a problem that Gary Gensler is saying, and this is why, and I've said it in numerous videos, what's going to be a problem for VeVe. Again, VeVe is Orbis blockchain. They're a New Zealand company. Omi is owned by Ecomi Limited, which is a Singapore-based company. David Yu and Dan Crothers happen to be on both companies, and so is Alcon and some of the other guys. But anyway, the issue is these are not U.S. companies. Now the question is what we're talking about here in terms of the IRS, the Fair Labor Standards. Are the moderators in the U.S.? If they're not in the U.S., then none of this applies. But let's just say that they are. Jane Doe is in the U.S. So if they're paying people regularly, monthly, this is a clear violation. I mean, they're clearly, unless they are filing, they're treating them as independent contractors and are filing the IRS form 1099. Now, hopefully VeVe is doing this. If they're not doing it, they're breaking the law. Now, and Cavell is 1000% right, and kudos to him. Is like, why should we be upset? In the Superstar Money video, they're saying, "Oh, VeVe is a private company." And that's true. They are a private company, but we as owners of the, whether you say you're an investor or you're a collector, you should be concerned and you should voice to the company that, hey, come on, let's get with it, because Cavell is correct that our collectibles and our investment and our money is at risk, and it is just exactly a mirror of FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, because it almost borders on it's not quite money laundering, but I mean it opens that door that you're printing digital assets, whether it be gems. They're saying they're just giving them gems, they're not giving them NFTs, which you're using to pay people, which they convert to fiat. And the crazy thing is, this is all on the blockchain. So hopefully, they are paying taxes in the appropriate company, in the appropriate country. Another thing I want to bring up is, and this is not specific to VeVe, this is about this space. Again, we are really early in this space, and some people talk about how huge these companies are, whether it be VeVe or Palm or Polygon. Um, Guys, these are really small companies at this stage. We're really early in the game, and I encourage you, because it is related to this, and I encourage you to take a look at this. So let's go to VeVe's LinkedIn. You know, they have 30 employees on LinkedIn, and you can scroll through it, and we're not going to look at everybody. It's very interesting to see the people there, and you can look at Ecomi's one. They have 38 employees. Some of them are the exact same people, David Yu, Dan, and whatnot. But an interesting thing to note is, and if you go through this, and VV Vault did a video where he showed the job postings, and you can. I'm not going to even do it. You can go and you can look at it. You can bring them up, Google them. But a number of these people are independent contractors. So if VeVe is flush with cash, as some people have said, and and Cavell says it in his video, hire these people, because if you're just going to be, you can't be a powerhouse in the tech industry. You just cannot, if you're going to quote unquote pay people under the table. You're just going to rely on independent contractors. You're going to outsource everything. You're not going to have anything. So for example, when they're building the platform in this case, and we're going off on a little tangent here, but it still applies. When you're building a platform, and Microsoft, they didn't have a browser. They tried to build it. It didn't really work. So they ended up buying somebody. And same for Google, same for Amazon, same for Facebook and Oculus. They bring these companies and these people and this talent in house, because if you're going to rely and pay the fees to companies like Cavernous, their payment provider, they're going to outsource that. They outsource the KYC, and none of that knowledge, their basic labor force is outside the company. That the company is just basically a marketing firm with a small amount of devs and designers. And he even reset it in the other video that when they get the models, they basically get the 3D models from the company, and they just like kind of tweak it. So if you don't have all of that, if you're relying on people outside your company, how can you build the company? You can start there at the ground floor, but you have to build your employee base. That's how it ties back. You just have to. And you can't do stuff like pay people under the table. And again, hopefully they are paying them with they are filing the appropriate tax forms. Again, it's a 1099 in the U.S. and treating them as independent contractors. But I mean, the reality is, if you look at this independent contractor test here, which I showed you from the IRS, if it's in the U.S., if it's something that VeVe is directing them to do, and they have to do on a schedule, and it's every day, they're employees, and Cavell said it, hire these people. So the reason why, like, I'm very passionate about this, it's I really love this space, and I'm not talking about VeVe. I'm talking about the crypto, NFT, Web3 space, all of this. This is the future. This is going to be the future for the next generation. This is going to be where the next generation lives and does a lot of work, actually goes to school and stuff. And you know, the the, especially the U.S. The U.S. is gonna come down hard because of companies that do this kind of stupid crap, printing gems or FTT tokens or whatever, so people can convert them to fiat. It has to stop. So that ruined my day yesterday. I did make the video, which, and I think right now I don't know if I'm gonna make many more of these videos related to these issues. It's just too stupid. But I don't know. Maybe I have to speak out on it. Well, anyway, please leave a comment below. I love talking to you guys on Twitter and in YouTube. Um, Thanks for watching, and aloha.